Hello everyone. So today I'm gonna get straight to the topic. Today's video is gonna be about RE7. Well, not specifically about RE7, but moreover about its sequel, Resident Evil 8 Village. But for that, I like to talk about Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 was more of a comeback project for Capcom because before it, RE6 and RE5 came out. And to be honest, they both didn't do well. Most fans, especially RE6, most fans disliked RE6, which really, really upset Capcom at the time. They realized the mistakes they made and they knew that they cannot do this again in the new game. That's when they realized that they had to go on their old tracks, the old classic survival horror Resident Evil concept. That's what they had to bring back. And that's what RE7 does. It's so well done. The whole survival horror aspect of RE7 is just amazing. It's brilliant. It's some of the best level design, environment, and story overall of RE7 is one of the most unique and bleak stories, my opinion. The way RE7 really goes out to shine itself as one of the best survival horror is because of its very grounded and linear concept and design. It's super linear. I mean, it's very compact in level design, which makes you feel really claustrophobic in some areas. And second, how much less resources you've been given over time. Well, it's Resident Evil, so obviously resources are very important. Ammo is very important. It's also very scarce, and that's what they did. This was what missing. This was what was missing from the franchise. This was not a action horror. This was a legit survival horror. That was RE7. And the story, the characters itself were just intriguing and amazing in my opinion. They were one of the best, and I think, yeah. But what really was a cherry on the top for RE7 was its main protagonist, Ethan Winters. And let me tell you, Ethan Winters, Capcom made it sure that they had to make this survival horror of because of Ethan being the main protagonist. Because Ethan is not a goddamn super soldier. He's not the CIA, the FBI. He's none of them. He's a literal human being. He's a normal guy who has a normal job and a normal life, and just wants to look for his wife. This whole concept, this whole motive of Ethan being able to survive and go out in the wild and just trying to find his long lost wife. This whole simplistic motive, it was so well done by Capcom. It was so strong, and that's what made Ethan one of the greatest protagonists in my opinion. Ethan is such a well written, well, you know, in itself. It's such he's such you know such characters. We don't see such characters in video games, that, and I mean it, but I know that Ethan is not a real human being. He's basically a mold, which we get to know in RE8, which truly explains why he's able to do some unreal things like attaching his or handbag, which is like, I know it's completely fiction, but still, this character of Ethan was really a cherry on the top in RE7. It really brought back this whole genre, the whole franchise. And to be honest, RE7 is one of the greatest horror games in modern franchise. Not just like in the modern times. It's really one of the most scariest game. I can never play it. It's very scary. And that's when I think year later, or not a year later, but after a long time and a lot of few remakes, came out RE8, which in my opinion it was a sequel to basically Ethan's story. It was an arc of Ethan's character arc. It was basically his character's continuation, his saga. And let me tell you, RE8 is one of the greatest sequels you'll ever see. RE8, yeah, I'm gonna say this. See, RE8 takes what Resident Evil 7 had, the whole survival aspect of Resident Evil 7. It takes that to a small point, you know, uh, and adds it into the game. But what it does that rather than making it grounded, it kind of makes it a bit more bigger, a bit more expansive. So the map is little bit more, you can explore around, and the whole survival aspect of it still stays. Capcom does it so well that you're not really missing out on anything. You have to explore for resources, and it, the stakes are high now. You've got these enemies around here, and let me tell you, the opening of this game, when you first enter the village, it's so tense. You don't know what to do. It's like these guys are after it, and it definitely sets the atmosphere for this game. It's so well done. Kudos to Capcom for, choreographing and just designing this whole thing so well. And I think RE8 is just great. RE8 is more of a mixture of every sort of genre into one game. It's all balanced together, in my opinion. It's not just a survival horror, it's a survival action horror, I think, because it also takes the concept of survival horror and, you know, there's still a lot more action to it, unlike Resident Evil 7, which was more of a very grounded survival horror. This one was very expansive, it was very open, and Capcom made sure that each and everything was balanced out. So you have a lot of guns, the merchant, which was in Resident Evil 4, they introduced back this merchant thing again in RE8, which literally was a game changer in my opinion. You get to do a lot of things, a lot of weapons, secret weapons, which is really cool in my opinion. Now, all things aside, I say RE8 story itself is a big game changer. It's like, you get to see Ethan's character, get to see this guy, growing into something, more of a heroic guy. He's like definition of adrenaline or, indomitable human spirit. I can say that because of his motives. Like in the first game, he was trying to find his wife. In the second, he's trying to find his daughter, and like the whole stake of it, everything. It's just like Ethan characters evolves into something bit more poetic, and it's so flawless. Okay, Ethan's character itself is just amazing, and he really sets the ground for this game, for RE8 being such a great sequel. Now, let me talk about the gameplay mechanics. RE8 has a really, really, really very similar to RE7. Almost. Graphic wise, yes, RE8 is very good looking. And all this aside, let's talk about the other characters though. You know, Lady Dimitrescu, Heisenberg, Mother Miranda, Dollmaker, everything. These characters, they're just so unique. And to be honest, I feel like, some characters were given very less time, to really grow out herself as a good villain. Unlike Lady D, she was literally, I'm going to tell you this. I'm literally going to say this that this game had one of the best level designs ever. Once you start playing this game and once you enter the Lady Dimitrescu map, once you enter that and once you start solving it, doing it, you think this is like the whole game. This whole Lady Dimitrescu's castle is the whole thing you gotta solve. But then you realize she's not the villain. She's literally not the villain. It's so well done. This one single first level of the game, the Lady Dimitrescu castle, is just so well done, so well designed. You think because it's so big, it's very big, and most people think that this is just like the final part of the game. That's what I thought at first until I realized, oh no, I have to beat all of these guys, then beat Mother Miranda, who actually is the real villain. In my opinion, the whole map of the whole castle's map was so good. Everything, the daughters, the whole character of Lady Dimitrescu was so well written. It was so much bigger than the other characters, and you really get to know that developers really put their heart into this. The next map and level design I gotta talk about is the Dalmec. I feel like her whole level is a tribute to RE7 because once you enter her area, once you enter the house, you're literally stripped away from all your weapons, and it's like a general survival horror in which you have to just solve a game, solve the puzzles, and you have no weapons, and you're scared like every single second. Things are dropping here and there. It's so well done. It's small. The level isn't very huge. It's small, but it's so genius. It's so cleverly done. The whole lightning aspect of it. The whole like how the environment is reacting around you. I feel like that was very well done in the Doll Makers. Let's talk about like other villains. In my opinion, I guess most of the other villains didn't get a lot of time. Like Heisenberg's was a bit big. I mean, it was not huge. It was okay-ish, but I would say it was done right. Okay, then let's just focus on the story. Capcom did a lot of clever tricks. They had a lot of twists and turns into this, and it was just amazing. Everything once Ethan realizes that that particular scene in which he has his daughter in his hand, like in a jar, and the whole scene is so well done. Like everything about it, this game is so genius. I mean, this is how you do a sequel. RE7 was total survival horror, but RE8, it just is completely different. It takes everything from other games. Capcom really brings the action elements into it, really brings the horror element into it, and like the survival element into it too, which is really, really amazing how Capcom managed to do it. Just it just it's just completely mind blowing. So yeah, that's what I think. And I gotta say, character designs. I mean, Lady Dimitrescu's character design was so good. Seriously, it was. I mean, most character design was very good. And like, all I gotta say is RE8 is a very genius game. It's not just a good game, it's a genius game. This really tells you how smart Capcom is, and like how you can trust these guys. They know how to make a good game, especially a good horror game. They know that, and they do it so well. I mean, seriously, man, RE8 is a really good game overall. As you can see the footage you're seeing, yeah, I'm playing this and I've not finished it yet, and I'm totally enjoying it. I'm pretty sure I'm in the castle now, right now, as much as I've done the game. It's pretty fun, to be honest. Like, it's really a Resident Evil game. This is what you want from a Resident Evil game. This is what was missing from the franchise, and I think we finally get it after a long time. You know, it's like it's like everything you want in a game bundled up together, and it's just like so good. It's not a mess. It's not poorly made at all. It's perfect. It's such a perfectly done sequel. So yeah, that's all I really gotta say. And to be honest, yeah. So thank you for watching.